The 6 to 7 Figure Show, episode 61. Let's hit it.
Broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun outside Phoenix, Arizona. This is the 6 to 7 Figure Show. Tired of working so hard and having no time? Take your six-figure practice and turn it to a thriving seven-figure enterprise. And now, your host, author, speaker, mentor, and strategist, Frank Bria.
Hey everyone, welcome to the 6 to 7 Figure Show. I'm your host, Frank Bria, and today we are going to have a special episode, a series of trainings that we are talking about, which are going to be the 12 critical projects that you need to execute in your business in order to hit 100K a month in your service business using a high-ticket program. There's a lot of focus that we spend on the design up front, but we are going to be focusing on one of those projects today. So we're going to cut over to training on one of those projects. And after the training's done, come back, hang with us, and I will give you a way for you to get a copy of some of this training for yourself. And we'll turn it over to there. Hey everyone, Frank Bria here, going live in the high ticket program group because today is day 10 of 12. We're almost done. We got 3 more left, and on Wednesday we'll be done with our 12 projects to get you to 7 figures. Today we're going to talk about audience building ads. This project is intended to generate an audience outside of your email list in order to drive engagement and sales. Now, again, this is not a training on how to run ads. So make sure you go hire someone to handle this for you. But I want to walk you through 3 specific audience building ad types that you should at least be bringing to the attention of your ad manager to consider, or if you don't have one, this is a good reason to hire one. And the goal behind audience building ads is to get engagement with your content, usually on Facebook, but it could be YouTube. There's other options. And these are not like the call to action ads that we talked about in the lead generation ads, which drive people to opt in. These ads are to cold audiences who want to know more about you and what you do. So you're going to want to add people to your audience, whether that's a retargeting platform or whatever, rather than an email list, at least at this stage. Now, you can drive people directly to opt in. It's totally fine, but there are going to be times when just getting engagement, just building a retargeting audience on an ad platform is a really good idea. All right, so let's talk about the first type, video engagement ads. Most ad platforms, including Facebook, are going to track how long someone has watched a video. So your goal is to produce video content that's interesting to your ideal client and at the same time is not interesting to anyone else. The idea behind audience building ads is that you just attract the people who you're going to want to talk to. You don't want to pay to attract people that you're not wanting to engage. So in order to get the video engagement, 2 things have to happen. Number 1, you need to make the content actually engaging. In other words, it needs to be scripted so it contains open loops that your ideal client will want to close. So do not try to wing this, okay? You'll have success when people continue to watch after a few seconds, and unscripted videos usually start slow, lots of ums and ahs and hey there's, and people don't want to listen to that at all. So, don't take time to build to the interesting part. You're not going to have that luxury with this kind of an ad, with this kind of a video. So use the ad platform to track views that are substantial. Now, what that means will differ based on the content, but typically you're going to want at least half, at least 50% or more of that video watched. You don't have to create really long videos, just enough to outline the content and make it interesting for your ideal audience. The idea here is that you have created something that is going to differentiate your audience, that they're going to watch if they're your ideal client and not watch otherwise. Okay. Now, once you've added these folks to your audience, you'll be able to now retarget them with either advertise a direct lead magnet or just give them more content to continue to build engagement. We're going to talk about retargeting ads tomorrow. All right, number 2, long form post ads. Now on Facebook in particular, your long form posts are going to be shortened in your prospect's timeline, that you see that little sort of see more button. So if the introduction is interesting, they're going to click to see more. Those engagements are tracked in Facebook. In order to leverage this tactic, you're going to have to structure your posts so that the beginning of the post is interesting and relevant, which encourages your ideal client to click to see more. So very important here, do not use clickbait strategies or clickbait starts in order to get people to just click more. The goal is not just random numbers of people who engage. The idea is that your ideal client only engages. So structure the top of that post very carefully so that it's interesting to who you want to continue to talk to, but the people that you don't want to talk to will just move on by, because you don't want to pay for engagement from people who are just not interesting. It's actually worse than that, because when you target them and you pixel them or retarget, put them in an audience, you're just going to pollute that audience. You don't want that. You want a very pure, pristine audience of ideal clients. So think through that copy so you attract exactly who you want and repel who you don't. Very important. 3, Facebook group ads. Now, these are going to be not that different than the other 2 options, but it's specific to Facebook because you're driving people to groups. Now, on Facebook, you can't drive people directly to a group, but there are a number of things you can do. You can bring them to a landing page, or you can bring them into a messaging funnel, which gives them the link to the group. Either one of those would be just fine. But you're going to want to make sure you have a call to action in this ad to actually join the group. We talked about this ad type a little bit in earlier project training on Facebook groups, but I want to focus on something particularly important here, which is what content belongs where. Because if you want to create a meaningful Facebook group, you're going to need to provide them something they can't get outside of the group. So most Facebook group engagement is content. And so you want to make sure your audience knows exactly what kind of content they're going to get in the group and what kind of content you're just going to give away to anybody. And you need to delineate that. It needs to be very clear in your audience's mind. My recommendation is to split the content between outcome and process. Okay, so all of your content, which is going to be about the outcome you create, the journey mapping, it's motivational, it's visionary, it's picture, all of that content should be accessible outside the group. And in particular, it should drive people to join the group because you tell them, okay, and now inside the group, I'll tell you how to make that happen for you. But if you teach or demonstrate anything, make sure it's in the group, okay? Don't spoil the audience by giving away for free outside of the group what you tell everybody that you need to join inside the group to get. So when you're thinking through your content strategy and the stuff that you go either live Facebook or Instagram or whatever, just make sure if you have a Facebook group and you're using that to drive traffic in, that you keep the content very delineated so that you know exactly what outside and inside group content looks like. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. Again, I'm not teaching. I really don't want you to focus on how to run these things. That's not the point. What I do want you to focus on is creating content that you can use to build an audience with. Now, this probably isn't going to be the very first project that you run. This is probably going to come a little bit further down the line after the funnel's in place, your lead magnets in place, etc. Some of the other things, Facebook group, etc. But at some point, it's going to be important for you to scale your lead generation. And this is one of the tactics to do that. So think very carefully through where this fits into the overall project flow and how you're going to structure your content, because you can leverage some of the content you've already published in order to build an audience. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow with project number 11. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. All right, everyone, that's it for today. And 2 things that you want to do. Number 1, if you have not had a chance to join our Facebook group, you need to be able to do that. This is really where we're going to be discussing a lot of this stuff in detail. You can actually, in the Facebook group, get written documentation of the project that we just discussed. So where you want to go to is facebook.com/groups/high ticket program. All together in one word, no breaks, no dashes, high ticket program. So facebook.com/groups high ticket program. That link is below the video or in the show notes page. If you're out and about listening to audio, come on back to click on through and join. Absolutely free. Other thing that we want to offer you is called our 12-week high ticket program Black Book. This is over 60 pages of standard operating procedures for designing, launching, executing your high ticket program. The way you get that is you go to frankbria.com/blackbook. Again, the link is below here for you to grab that. High ticket program is our Facebook group. The Black Book is our free 60-page standard operating manual for how to run a group program. Go get that at frankbria.com/blackbook, and we will see you there. Thanks again so much for being with us today. We're going to have great content again coming up soon, so stick with us for our next episode, and we'll see you soon. All right, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.